going on, everybody? It's DK with RPM Gaming, where we like to talk about retro PC and mobile gaming. And today, we're going to be doing a little work on the Nintendo Switch Lite. We're going to crack it open and replace the joysticks with these Gullikit Hall Effect sticks. Getting a lot of stick drift on my son's Switch Lite, so we're going to fix that up for him. And then we're going to spruce it up a little bit with a case from Play Vital to make it look more like a Super Nintendo. So, let's get started. Alright, we've got our Switch Lite here and our Gullikit stick kit. I guess that's how you say it, Gullikit. It comes with the tools that you're going to need to put them in. Some hardware. Some thumbstick covers, which he's probably not going to use. And the sticks themselves. I just got these off of Amazon, and I'll leave a link to them in the description. And they are Hall Effect sticks. So let's get started and see how they work. Make sure you remove your SD card to start off with, and then any game cartridge you might have in your Switch, take that out as well. Next, we're going to take the 4 screws out of the back. There'll be 2 on each side. And you've got 2 screws on the bottom and 2 screws on the top that you need to take out before we can crack it open. Next, just start moving around the edge to separate the shell. And it should come apart fairly easy. It shouldn't be too difficult. Just go slow, be gentle, and take your time with it. And there you have it. We're going to do the left thumbstick first because it's the easiest. So start by popping open all of your ribbon cables. There should be 4 of them. And they don't all open the exact same way. Some is on one side, some is on the other. Once you got them popped open, just remove each one of the ribbon cables, and then we can get started with the screws. We'll take our shoulder and trigger buttons out first, and those are held in by 2 screws. Once you have the screws out, you can just lift it right out of there. Now we want to unplug our speaker. Sometimes these can be a little bit difficult to unplug. There'll be 1 screw holding the speaker in. You can take that out, and then the speaker should just slide out. Next up, there'll be 4 screws holding the daughter board in place. Remove those, and then you're able to just flip it up and take it out. Now we're able to get to our thumbstick, which is held in place by 2 screws. Remove those, and then just pop it out. Be careful not to tear the little plastic barrier. Now let's put our new thumbstick into place. Make sure none of your ribbon cables are pinched underneath it. Then we'll put our 2 screws in to hold it back in place. Next up, slide the daughter board back in place, and again, watch out for those ribbon cables. Gotta make sure you get them all in the right spots. After that, we'll start putting the screws back in our daughter board. Connect your bottom ribbon cable, and then slide your speaker back into place. Sometimes your shoulder and trigger buttons will come apart. If this happens, just make sure you get the little spring back on the notch. Here's how it should look from underneath once it's put back together. Drop it back into place and then put your 2 screws in it. And don't forget to put the last screw in the daughter board like I did. Now let's start putting our ribbon cables back into place and clipping them down. Don't forget to plug your speaker back in. Slide your power and volume up and down buttons back into place. Check your joystick, make sure it moves freely. Now it's time for the right side. Start by unplugging your speaker. Remove the 4 screws from the metal shielding. There'll be 1 on the top left, 1 right below that, 1 on the bottom right, and then 1 right by the fan. Now that we have that out of the way, it's time to start disconnecting things. Start with the ribbon cable there, and next the two little antenna, and then after that, disconnect the battery. Over on the right side, disconnect the thumbstick ribbon cable. Next up, we're going to remove 13 screws. These first 3 are almost right on the board. The next 10, I'll put a picture up so you can see exactly where they're at. Next up, we'll undo the ribbon cable to the headphone jack and the game cartridge slot. And then slide that out of the way. And then there's another ribbon cable directly underneath that you need to flip up and unplug. And after that, there's another large ribbon cable just to the right of there that you need to flip up and then unplug that. Next up, we'll slide out our speaker. Now we remove our heat sink, and then under that, you guessed it, another ribbon cable. Now that everything's unhooked, we're able to slide our board out of the way to get to the thumbstick. Same as before, just remove the 2 screws and pop out the thumbstick and pop the new one in. Now we can slide our board back into place, make sure the ribbon cables are in the right spots, and start hooking everything back up. Not sure how, but some of the footage I filmed putting it back together got deleted or lost or something. So we'll just skip through it. Once you've got everything put back together, you can turn on your Nintendo Switch and go to the settings and calibrate the new thumbsticks. Here's the Play Vital case and everything that came with it. The button and D-pad covers go on by a little sticker that has adhesive on both sides of it. The same for the game cartridge cover and the SD card slot cover. Got the power, reset, and eject buttons on the back, so let's get this thing put on and see what it looks like. So it's definitely not a top quality case, but it's still really good. Gives it that nice retro flair to it. I think he's going to like it. Now that we've got our thumbsticks calibrated, let's test them out. So far, so good. No stick drift on either one of them. I think we're ready to roll. Alright everybody, new Gullikit thumbsticks are in and calibrated. Nintendo shell case is on and looking good. Everything's working. That's going to be it for today's video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and check out this video for the Ambernic RG40XXV giveaway with a 128GB card. We'll see you next time on RPM Gaming.